Hi, and welcome to week 1 of this 8-week program to help you learn how to help your picky eater. So each week there's going to be a goal of the week, and it's going to be pretty simple. I tried to break these next 8 weeks down into very simple, manageable, but effective and important goal areas. So this first week, our main goal is going to be making mealtime a positive experience. And I know you might be thinking like, it's already a positive experience, or why is that really that important, or I just want my kid to eat more foods, I really don't care about a positive experience. But all of these things that we're doing each week will help you get there, and you kind of have to go through all of this in order to get to that end goal. So this week, that's all I want you to focus on. And if you already kind of have a routine in place where you introduce foods specifically, or you have rules like at dinner they have to try one bite, or whatever it may be that your family does, don't change that. You can stick with that, but I would recommend this week, since we're just trying to have mealtime be a positive experience and not a negative one or a stressful one, I would recommend giving your child a lot of foods that you know they like and you know that they will eat, just to kind of make it a smoother experience off the bat. Another thing you can do is just make it special. So maybe go online and order them a new plate, or go to the store and let them pick out a plate, or give them a specific color and that is their plate and their color, and their sister gets a different color, whatever it may be. Here's a fun one. I have a whole video talking in depth about each one of these and specific ideas and how I would use each one. I didn't want to include that in this just for time's sake, but I will link that one if you want to look at it. But this is a super fun plate I found. It's on Amazon. I'll post the link to that as well. But it's kind of like a game board, so that can just make mealtime a little bit of fun. And then at the end, there's like a treat. You can put a treat in there and it's covered up. Also, I like this plate a lot when dealing with picky eaters, but we'll kind of get to this a little bit later. This goes along with my plate. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. We'll get to that in the coming weeks, but I do really like this one. And then this one's just fun for younger kids, or if your child tends to push their plate away, it suctions to the table so it doesn't move a whole lot. And then I have one more plate, which is super fun, and it is a spinner. So this is super cute and kids like this a lot, and this was actually created by a family with a picky eater, which I love. So you put the foods in and you spin. Again, it just makes mealtime a little bit more exciting and hopefully a more positive experience. And the reason that I picked this as our first goal to work on over these next 8 weeks is you need to get your kids to buy into this process, and you need them to want to do this, I guess. They're never going to tell you that, they're never going to act like it, but the first thing that we need to do is eliminate the negative association between food and mealtime and your child. Because right now, if your child isn't eating a lot of foods or throwing temper tantrums, and it's a power struggle and it's a battle every night at dinner time, chances are they have a negative feeling towards sitting at the dinner table, looking at new foods, eating in general, and we don't want that. So we're trying to just make this as positive as it can be and fun. And I know that's hard when you get home from work and it's been a super long and stressful day, and then you have to cook dinner that you know your kids aren't going to eat, and they're not sitting at the table and they're throwing food on the ground, and you're stressed and you're, all of that. I do get that. But for this next week, I just really want you to try to just focus on making mealtime positive. So one way to do that, I already said the fun plates. Another very simple thing is fun utensils. So like these are Paw Patrol. You can get your kids' favorite characters. I also found these on Amazon, which are super fun. They're like kind of mermaid. There's a bear on them. And then one more thing that I absolutely love, and I think this will help you throughout the entire 8 weeks, so I would really recommend purchasing these, and they're on Amazon, but they're these disposable placemats. Again, I have a whole video just on these because I love them, so I'll link that, but this is something I would really recommend looking into. So that is my first idea. Just make it fun, get fun colored napkins, whatever, as silly as it may sound. If you can just make it a fun and positive experience, that is a good step in the right direction. I also included a checklist of things that you can print off. I would recommend printing that off and putting it on your fridge for that week, just so you can refer back to it. It's a visual reminder of the things you should be focusing on for this week. So the first thing on the checklist, sorry, I just want to have it pulled up, is modeling. So your children are constantly watching you and learning from you, whether it's good or bad. So you just have to be a good model for them and, you know, try different foods and try to put on a smile and enjoy dinner and things like that. So the next thing kind of goes along with that is narrating what you want your child to do and kind of just getting them comfortable. So for example, when you're at the dinner table, whether it's true or not, you know, you might kind of be looking at your broccoli and, oh, I don't really know if I like broccoli. I don't think I like it. It looks kind of weird. It feels kind of weird. I don't even think I really want to try it. And you're saying all these things out loud so your child hears it. And then you're like, you know what, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to take a bite of this broccoli, and you do it. And your child is watching you and listening, even if it seems like they're not. And you're going to feel so silly saying all these things out loud, but I promise that it is a big thing and your child is picking up on it. So I listed a couple different examples of things you can say. That was one example. Something else is, I didn't like this last time I had it. I don't think I should try it again. Or maybe asking your child, like, what should I do if I don't like something? And just kind of seeing what they say. And I do not want you at all to push your child this week to try a food, to touch a food, to interact with new food. That is not the goal of this week. The goal of this week is to just model what we want to see in the future, make it a positive experience. And another way we're going to do that is by providing a ton of positive praise. Oftentimes children that have negative behaviors at mealtime, restricted diets, are picky eaters, if you think about everything that you're saying to them at mealtime, a lot of it is probably negative, and a lot of it is them essentially not doing what you want them to do. So if that is all they hear, they're going to begin to feed off of that, and that's attention, and they're thriving off of that negative attention. So we want to flip that. So this week I want you to try to ignore as many behaviors as you can that are not positive and ones that you do not want to see. Obviously, if it's a safety issue, then address it. But if your child is, you know, taking the food that they don't want to eat and taking it off their plate, just ignore it for this week. And the second that they do something that you like, whether it's their favorite food or not, and they put it in their mouth, they chew and swallow it, I want you to just praise them. Nothing over the top, but just, oh, I really like how you chewed and swallowed that piece of food. Or I really like how you're using your fork today. I really liked how you used your napkin to wipe your mouth. I love how you're sitting at the table with all of us. You know, like anything you can find positive to reinforce, I want you to do that. And in the beginning, it might throw them off a little. So if you say, I love how you're using your fork, they might put their fork down just to kind of see how you react. Just ignore it, and then the next second they do something else positive, I want you to reinforce it. And it's gonna be overboard, but this week I want it to be, because we need to build their confidence and we need to set the precedent that we are acknowledging positive behaviors and not negative ones. So that is another thing. And then again, just try to make it fun. Be positive, try to just put a smile on your face. I know that mealtimes are stressful and hectic, and just be a good model. So that is the goal this week. Try not to punish behaviors. Obviously, there's a time and a place for that, but this week, that is our main goal. And I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot now, but this is gonna set a very good foundation moving into the later coming weeks. So I hope that that made sense. I tried to get through everything fairly quickly. If you have any questions, I will post a Q&A and you can just leave them there. And then I will also post a success post spot. And if you have any successes or anything that's going well for you or any small win, I want you to post it there so we can all celebrate those. And hopefully other people can learn from what you're doing. So I hope that this is not too much for the first week, but it will pay off. and I'm excited to see how this week goes. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and I will link the things that I talked about as well as the other video just going a little bit more in depth and giving you some more ideas in the comments. So I hope you have a great week, and I can't wait to see the progress that we make.